Hello students, today we are going to start new chapter 4. Its name is Structure of an Atom. Today in this video I will give you the introduction about this chapter. In this chapter we will read about the atom's structure. As we know from the previous chapter, from chapter 3, some questions were arises in our mind. First question was that what makes the atom of one element different from the atom of another element? And second question arises in our mind, are atoms really indivisible as proposed by Dalton, or are there smaller constituents inside the atoms? Near at the end of the 19th century, scientists reveals the structure of an atom as well as to explain its important properties. One of the first indication that atoms are not indivisible, it comes from studying electricity and the condition under which electricity is conducted by different substances. So, it means we know that at the end of the 19th century there are some charged particle in matter. So, in 1900 century, 1900, J.J. Thomson said electrons are present in matter, in atom. Even before the electrons was identified, E. Goldstein in 1886 discovered the presence of new radiation in a gas discharge and called the canal ray. So, firstly I will tell you about how the discovery of cathode rays and electrons occur. According to J.J. Thomson, he took an experiment. He take cylindrical hard glass test tube closed with ends. It is known as discharge tube. It is fitted with two metallic electrodes. Negative terminal is called cathode and positive terminal is called anode. The tube is connected to a side tube through which it can be evacuated to any desired pressure. So, it was any desired pressure with the help of a vacuum pump. So, during this experiment, what he observed? He observed that a current of high voltage was passed through discharge tube under normal pressure of 1 atmospheric. It was observed that no electricity flow through the gas. The pressure of the gas inside the tube is slowly reduced. When the pressure is reduced, then electricity started flowing through the tube. As a result, light is emitted in the tube. So, third observation was that when the pressure in the gas discharge tube is further reduced, when it again further reduced, then the emission of light in the tube stops. It was discovered that the glowing of the tube is due to the bombardment of the glass by certain rays emitted from the cathode. These rays moved from the cathode in the form of streak of light. These rays were named cathode rays because they were started from the cathode. That's why they are known as the cathode rays. After that, and then they said some negatively charged particles are present in the cathode rays. They move towards the anodes, and these negatively charged particles were known as the electrons. Next is the discovery of canal rays or anode rays and protons. The presence of negatively charged electron in an atom suggests that there must be some positively charged particle, because the atom on the whole is electrical neutral. The existence of positively charged particle in an atom was observed by E. Goldstein in 1886. He repeated the experiment with the discharge tube. He used special perforated cathode. When the pressure in the tube is decreased, then it was observed that in addition to cathode rays, a new rays also found, and they were coming from the anode towards the cathode, and these rays containing positively charged particles, these positively charged particles were known as the protons. And anode rays are also known as canal rays because they were passed through the perforations on the holes of the cathode. So, discovery of canal rays and protons were discovered by E. Goldstein. So students, that's it for now. We will discuss next topic in next video.